Pilot Point Elementary, the science fair is coming up, April the 16th. The Science Fair Packets request form will be sent home the week of March 16, 2020. If you're interested, please complete the form and return to Mrs. Mack. Here's a quick look at what's included in the packet. It will tell you the day of the Science Fair project, when it's due, the date of our Family STEAM Festival, where we will display the Science Fair projects, what's expected from the scientific method, the rubric that the judges will be using, some helpful tips with phone numbers for if you have questions, a sample of how your display board should look and what it should include, and some website. These packets are in English and in Spanish, so be looking for those packet requests to be coming home in your students' folder the week after spring break. So let's move on to the next part of the video. The purpose of this video is to help you with the scientific method. The scientific method is an organized plan for gathering, organizing, and communicating information. The goal of any scientific method is to solve a problem or to better understand an observed event. The first step is the observation, which is information that you gain with your senses. So what do you see? The most direct way to gain knowledge about something in nature is to observe it. Your ability to observe can be extended by using tools such as microscopes, telescopes, thermometers, and rulers. And you know, there's a lot more than that we can use to observe. What did you smell? Many times, scientists can identify the presence of a chemical, bacteria, or plant by its scent. Maybe your science fair project will include the sense of smell. What do you feel? Textures of things can be rough, smooth, bumpy, hard, soft. Maybe your science fair project will include the sense of touch. How does it taste? Did you know that the cells on our tongues register sensations of sweet, salty, sour, and bitter? That would be a sweet project if you included the sense of taste in your project. What do you hear? Scientists can record and identify sounds in experiments, and I bet you can too. Here's a look at what the Science Fair Project Board will include. As you can see, some of the highlighted yellow areas are not necessarily required. We do want you to make sure that you pay close attention to this by putting your name, your grade, and your teacher's name on the back only. Do not put it on the front. And right here we ask that you take pictures that do not include direct faced shots, and this gives you information here. Background research not required, variables not required, resources not required so much either. So just pay close attention to that, which you will find in your packet. Now the next step would be making a question. After evaluating your observation, ask a question. What do you want to find out? State the problem as a question and make the question as specific as possible. Next comes your hypothesis. A hypothesis is a proposed answer to the question you formulated. It's an educated guess at the possible answer to that question. What do you think is the cause of the problem you're studying? I got to get your thinking cap on for this hypothesis thing. State a logical answer to your question. This answer, which is your hypothesis, should give one possible explanation for the cause. Next comes the experiment. Scientists perform experiments to test their hypothesis. An experiment must be accurate in order to be reproducible. Accuracy is the closeness of a measurement to the true value of what is measured. You will need procedures for this. The goal of an experiment is to test your hypothesis. So you will need to write clear step-by-step procedures so that another person can repeat the same process. You will need to list the materials necessary to conduct the experiment. Data. Plan how you will be collecting your data. What kind of chart or graph will you need? Will you use a bar graph, line graph, pie chart, pictograph? There are many charts to choose from. That would be a good thing for you to research. Next up is evaluate. Do you see any trends or patterns in the data? Does the data support your hypothesis or prediction? Do you need more information? These are questions that you'll need to answer. And finally, we come to the conclusion. You will need to state your conclusion based on your data. Your data should either support your conclusion or lead you to another hypothesis. So after reviewing the data, you'll be able to see the outcome of your scientific theory or experiment. Did your findings confirm or disprove your hypothesis? Were you right or not right? So, Science Fair coming up April the 16th. This is for pre-K to second grade. We're encouraging you to participate in the Science Fair. It's a wonderful opportunity to encourage creativity, critical thinking for your child. Projects will be completed at home and should explore the scientific method that we just covered. Students need to bring their completed Science Fair project to school by 8 a.m. on Thursday, April the 16th, 2020. For the judging, the projects will be on display and left in the foyer for the Family STEAM Festival the evening of Monday the April the 20th. So you can take your Science Fair projects home on April the 20th. So if you have any questions, you can contact Miss Mack or Miss Houghton, and we hope that you have a lot of fun working with the scientific method and coming up with an amazing science experiment to share with Pilot Point Elementary this year.